1, 2, these two little ones probably equal at least one more, so we'll just call it 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe call these 3, 8. 8 fruit so far off of one vine. And supposedly a butternut squash vine is only supposed to yield 4 or 5 fruits. Hey everybody, it's Emily, and there's a fly on my arm. There he goes. Yeah, if you've been watching all of my videos so far, my garden vlogs from this summer, you know that during our 3-week drought, our annual summer drought, it was 3 weeks long this year, I forgot to water it a lot. I maybe gave it a gallon every week, maybe, and pretty much neglected it. I gave it some hydroponic fertilizer once, and that's all. And yeah, 8 so far harvested, and check out the rest of the vine. And right now it looks like we're going to have a later than average first frost, so these will probably get ripe. We've got 1, 2 here. They're kind of small. That's probably because I, ran out of fertilizer that I have such small fruits. But this one too. That's getting ripe. But still, I mean, that's the equivalent of, between those 3 squashes, it's probably the equivalent of 2 average size fruits. This one split, I think, because of all the rain. It just split at the top and split down the side, so I'm not going to worry about that one. But so we have 8, let's say 9, 10. We're there. 11. There's lots of anthills I need to be careful of. That's 11. 12. Right there. There's one down there. I don't know if you can see it. There's a pretty mature one. It just needs to ripen. 13. And see how huge this vine has gotten and spread out everywhere. So we're on 13. 14. 15. Okay, so I've gotten about 3 times more fruit, assuming these all ripen. There's a little more growing, little baby ones, but I don't know if they'll make it. Of course, this one's small enough that it could, whoops, took off the blossom. It could shrivel up at this point if it wanted to. Some of them did rot, I think because of all the water. Some of them just kind of rotted. There's another one that's past babyhood stage, but I don't know if it has time to get big. But yeah, I'm going to have at least 13 fruits from this one vine. So I made a decision. I told Jerry, squash is way easier to grow than sweet potatoes. First of all, it's easier to plant. You just plant one vine. You don't have to kill your lower back by planting a whole bunch of potatoes. The butternut squash, I don't know how true it is of other winter squash varieties, but butternut squash, the fruit will sit up to, it will be good up to 6 months. 6 months. Room temperature, no cooling necessary. You need to cool sweet potatoes somewhat if you, number one, you want to kill off any sweet potato weevil larvae that's inside. Number 2, keep it from sprouting. And number 3, help it last a lot longer. Sweet potatoes will last up to a year in storage, but you have to be really diligent about taking care of it and keeping it cool. Butternut squash, you don't have to. And this vine, with the mulch, did not require a lot of watering. If we hadn't had, after the drought broke, it really broke, we had pretty consistent rain. If it hadn't, I would have given it a couple gallons a week, and I believe it still would have gone crazy like this. It even did get a fungus. I mentioned that in another video. You see lots of dead leaves and stems that look bare. They're not really bare. The leaves are just camouflaged in with the mulch. But you can see over here, it got a fungus relatively early on, but it kept growing and producing. So instead of sweet potatoes, where I had sweet potatoes this year, I'm going to grow 1 butternut squash vine in here, and 1 where the sweet potatoes were, and then 1 on the other, in the other area next to the sweet potatoes. So that'll yield quite a bit of squash. That'll take us through the winter, you know. And the other thing is, even in the stores, store-bought sweet potatoes, even from Whole Foods, which, you know, they're usually pretty good, but even the store-bought ones, you know, you can counter sweet potatoes with blemishes in the skin that taste bitter unless you are diligent to peel. And I don't like to peel because if you peel, you're peeling off nutrients. So I don't like to peel things unless necessary, you know, like a banana. But you've got to cut off those parts or else they taste bitter, black. You don't have that problem with squash. Just, you know, poke holes in it or cut it in half or whatever and bake it and you're done. You know, no bitterness. It'll just be squash. So that's my decision, and there you go. That's the awesome way that my one single butternut squash has produced this year. Go mulch. Or maybe it's because the people that say you can get 4 to 5 fruits from a butternut squash vine, maybe they're up north in like zone 4 or something. I don't know, and the growing season isn't very long, but hey, it is way more worth it to grow butternut squash than to grow sweet potatoes. And you don't need to put diatomaceous earth on it every week because they don't get weevils. Thanks a lot for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. I'll see you for the next one. In the meantime, take care and be well.